week.
Right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, as I alluded to. Well, I didn't allude, I just straight up told you that I'm going to talk about Stellar Blade for this part, because I played, by the way, this is the demo.
The demo.
So, I don't know what's changed in, like, the main game. There's, like, about 3 hours, 4 hours worth of gameplay in the demo, so this is my opinions.
Fair chance.
Based on that. Just based on that, yeah. So Stellar Blade is, alright, so, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, I don't care how much hate I get, it's a Souls-like.
Yeah.
It's a
I've
Souls-like
heard that as well. I heard it's got like some Souls-like elements.
You've got limited items that replenish when you rest.
What?
You got enemies that respawn when you rest. It's
okay.
It's not a lot of flippy dippies, jumpy wumpies. It's very grounded, parry based, little dodge iframe sort of like segment games. But do you know what? Do you know what game I would compare it to a lot?
What?
So I would actually compare it to Code Vein.
Ah, okay.
Because what it's got that's different from the other quote-unquote Souls-likes is that you've got these moves on cooldown. They're called beta moves. I always kind of chuckled at that at that name. Yeah. But they're basically special attacks that are on cooldown, pretty much. They're linked to the face buttons. You hold on R1. If you press one of the special attacks, do like a really cool stab. You could do a long-range shockwave sword beam move. You could do a cool flip. You could do like a bigger AoE slice attack, and they're all on cooldown.
Yeah.
And yeah, this game is it's another interesting blend of a lot of elements from other games.
Sounds like it.
Like Sekiro, it's very parry heavy.
Yeah, you like that.
And you've also got sort of like a posture system as well, like Sekiro as well. You've got like a little shields meter at the bottom of your HP.
Nice.
And depending on like how many perfect parries you get on all blocks, that will lower. And then, of course, if that's really lowered, then your parry game is obviously not going to be on point.
Yeah.
There are also perfect dodges for it. And it's like you can choose between to do a perfect parry or a perfect dodge. Only thing is that this game has got a skill tree.
Yeah.
And sometimes some of these perfect parries and perfect blocks can be improved by spending points.
So it makes it easier for you to...
That makes it easier to...
Yeah.
And it's like, I'd rather just like have it as like the skill.
Yeah.
And not like make it easier. I kind of just want it to be like a part of the game that's like more of like a skill.
I mean, I guess maybe that skill tree is more for like people who aren't as experienced at Souls-likes then.
Skill issue.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
Just joking.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously, so the demo, the way it starts off is you do, which I think is the prologue.
Right.
Where obviously you crash land on the planet.
Yeah.
It's a big old war going on between the Not Yorha and these horrible alien life forms.
Yeah, because really the story does remind me very much of like.
I mean, you've got people who literally work on the music. I think some of the car-based people.
Oh yeah, some of the people did the near music, right?
And it's very, very apparent. Like it's got a pretty banger soundtrack from what I played so far. Yeah, you go through the little tutorial on the coast. You learn how to attack. You learn how to parry. You learn how to dodge. And then after that, you go through a boss fight. And then you go through like a little like Dark Souls-esque level, which lasts for about an hour or so. And it's a post-apocalyptic, I can never say this word right. Post-apocalyptic world. Yeah, there we go. That's really hard to say really fast. It is. It's a tough one. And it's like the level design is pretty normal at the moment. Yeah. You get shortcuts that open. There's a bit of swimming as well, which I think is a pretty neat mechanic because obviously you don't run out of oxygen. You got your rest points.
So there's no fast travel then?
Which obviously I think there is.
What, like to teleport from rest?
I think you unlock it.
Oh, okay.
Obviously it's a demo. This is just my impressions from the demo. And enemies respawn. You fight enemies. You get checkpoints. Fight the boss. Yada yada yada.
Yeah.
But it's got a lot of RPG mechanics as well, where of course you can change your clothes. And clothes have different properties, and you can either choose between like.
So it's not just the
something that gives you more. Something that gives you more attack power, something that gives you more defense when you block, like those weird like percentage-based sort of like stat boosts, which I like. They're okay, they help you in there, but not to like a massive degree.
Oh wait, so the clothing pieces aren't just like for fun. You actually do they?
No, I think they can be both.
Oh,
like
okay.
you can have the clothing pieces for purely cosmetic reasons, as well as have like little stat modifiers
cool. I didn't know there was a gameplay
well.
thing behind them. That's sweet.
Yeah. I've not played any side missions, or no side missions demo. Apparently they're not that good.
Are they?
So far, apparently, from what I've heard about people, they're not fantastic side quests. The characters they've not really grown on me at all in the demo.
Yeah.
I feel Eva is kind of like, she's okay.
Yeah.
But I find her kind of bland from the demo impression.
Okay, fair enough. I think maybe
She's not Bayonetta. She's definitely not 2B.
Okay.
And this is also definitely people are saying that this is near free. It's not near free.
Nah.
No way.
Nah.
No fucking way.
Nah.
Absolutely, it's not near free in terms of story at all. In the aesthetic and in like environment and atmosphere, yeah, it's definitely got the vibes, and the music especially has got the vibes.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of cool, neat designs and things in the art direction too. I think the levels, the Ruined City levels are like, we've seen loads of these in so many games now. And they're pretty good. They're pretty cool. I like the enemy designs.
Yeah.
They're pretty sweet. They're disgusting, but in like a really good
Yeah.
way. They're not as cool as like, say, I don't know, the angels, when they're all like, glorious and holy, right, as you beat them up.
Yeah.
That's when you get to see how like ugly they are. And but there's a lot of like cool, like sort of, I don't want to say biblical.
Yeah.
But like, so like you boot up the game, and the ships are like these big giant white like statues, like these flying statues.
Oh.
With like their faces on it and stuff. I'm like, that's a pretty cool looking ship.
Yeah.
Like, I dig the aesthetic. It's pretty cool at the moment. And after the demo, right?
Yeah.
After you beat like the level,
Yeah.
you then get to unlock a boss battle mode, where you basically get to fight a boss non-stop. And this is like the mode that I spent the most amount of time in.
Okay.
Because it's where I gauged a lot more of the combat than I could do.
Yeah, of course.
So in Sekiro, you've got these quote-unquote unblockable moves, but you can perfect parry them.
Yeah.
Stellar Blade has got this version of this, but in the dodging.
Oh, okay.
But it's kind of like, it's got like a Mikiri counter and a jump counter.
Okay.
Kind of like system to it, where an enemy will wind up a big attack, but it will glow a different color.
Okay.
So if it glows blue, you gotta dodge forward. That's like your Mikiri counter.
Oh, I see.
And then you do this move called Blink.
Yeah.
And you teleport behind them, and you get a free combo off of them.
Ah, okay.
And if it flashes purple, you've got to dodge backwards.
Okay.
And you do like a cool backflip counter on them, and it will stun the boss for a little bit.
Okay.
So it's like color-coded sort of like dodges.
That's
a little bit like Sekiro, but like it's a bit easier because in Sekiro you got to do it by the move they're
by
doing.
the move and not by the actual color.
The only sort of like visual sign you get is obviously the kanji that comes up, but you still got to decide whether you've got a Mikiri or jump or just avoid the command grab. Yeah, that's it. Whereas the Stellar Blade does it by color codes.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, I can clearly see when I've got to dodge forward or dodge back.
Interesting. This does sound like a halfway between a Dark Souls and like a Souls like and an a bit more easier, friendlier RPG kind of mechanic. So it's like a halfway point.
A little bit, yeah. It's got the cooldown sort of like special attacks from Code Vein as well. Yeah. And also, the combo strings are very weird too for like that kind of sort of style. Like so square is quick attack and triangle is heavy attack. Yeah. You could do it in combo strings. You can hold down a button in between a combo string as well. Oh
wow! So probably,
that's where the sort of like character actiony hack and slash sort of element comes in as well. Because you think, oh, Souls like they're going to be like attached for shoulder buttons where you press R1 for your attacks and stuff like that. But no, there are like cute little combo strings here and there. I will say they sort of lack the oomph that you usually get from a lot of character action games. Like it's definitely not Devil May Cry.
No,
like I wouldn't even compare it to Devil May Cry.
It doesn't feel good
to
pull them off like in the sense of power.
It could feel a bit better, to be honest. I think the big special beta moves are pretty sweet to pull off. But you gotta wait for a cooldown for that for them to obviously kick into gear. There's a really good flow to the game when you master the gameplay. I'm actually really impressed with how sort of like how it makes all these elements from other games sort of work.
Yeah, come jewels them together.
It's the same impression of gameplay I get from Lies of P.
Okay.
Where it's like oh, this is like, it's taken a lot from a game, multiple games, but it's kind of combined them enough to a point where it's made it into its own like thing.
Yeah.
And it's not like a horrible bastardized version. It's like, no, this is actually really cool and it works.
Okay.
I get from Stellar Blade as well. Like, you got the perfect parries, that lower posture of the bosses, and when you fully lower their posture, you get like a cool, like sort of like Deathblow-esque, cool cutscene move,
nice.
Which takes up a chunk of their health. And of course, like, you can choose whether to like do a perfect dodge or perfect block, and like if you've got a download down on the boss's moveset, man, it looks so fucking good when you just know what you're doing, and you're doing your perfect parries, and you're getting your combos in, you're doing your beta moves, and you're doing like the blinks, and you're getting your cool cutscene moves. It's a really sweet flow. It feels really cinematic when you get like a quote-unquote perfect fight down, and you feel like a badass when you do it. So, no, Stellar-based combat is actually really fun. It's telling that whenever I do the little boss mode that the demo gives me, and I've immediately beat it, I'm like, right, that was really cool, but I could be even more stylish. I can do even more cool stuff I really want to. And it's like, I'm sorry, I've spent like an hour and a half just like replaying the boss fight, and it's like, oh yeah, this is like a really fun gameplay.
So do you think you're gonna pick up the game, or do you think you're gonna wait a little bit?
I'm busy with a lot of things at the moment. And of course, with the DLC for Elden Ring on the horizon.
Yeah, it's on the horizon, man. Yeah.
And of course, Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance is coming up as well. I'm working on New Game Plus for Elden Ring right now. And maybe I'll have time. And of course, I'm working a lot on like other projects for the channel. Too. Streams are sort of now the only way I get to play a game like I'm playing for Yakuza 4 at the moment.
Yeah, at the moment.
I would probably I definitely want to get it, and I definitely want to play it. But I think that's not going to be a day one purchase for me.
Nah.
It's out right now.
Yeah, it's just come out, hasn't it? Actually.
Yeah, but I'm definitely going to play it probably later on this year.
Nice.
Maybe it gets discounted, maybe not. We'll see. But I definitely want to play it.
Nice.
See what it's like. It's definitely not near.
No.
Though it's not near free in terms of like story at all. Like, I'd definitely say that the characters so far have been like the weakest sort of impression for me from the demo.
Yeah.
Maybe as it goes on, they'll get fleshed out more, because all the characters are kind of bland for me at the moment. But the gameplay is full of life, and it's really cool and fun. It's dumb fun. I think the combat is amazing in Stellar Blade. I think it's really good.
Oh man, sounds cool.
So yeah, that's my first impression of Stellar Blade from the demo.
Oh, fair enough.
Not the game, the demo.
Yeah.
The game could be like fucking amazing, blow the demo out of the water. There could be loads of changes that make it like, you know, full out 10 out of 10. Would wear the skin suit again, sort of like vibe, but we'll see.
Yeah, oh nice.
By the way, the skin suit.
Yeah.
Have you seen the skin suit?
I've seen it online. I've seen it online, yeah.
Yeah, the skin suit is basically the hard mode.
Oh,
where
is it?
you've got like 0 shields and you take so much more damage, and because obviously you're not wearing a costume, and you're just like a variation of you being butt naked.
So
you take a lot more damage with them. There's so much jiggling. There's loads of jiggling.
I bet.
It's unapologetic jiggling. I'm just like, that's there.
Is it less alright, mate, like honestly, because you played the demo a little bit. Is it less classy? Is it less classy than Nier did it? Like Nier Automata?
Oh, way less classy than Nier.
Yeah.
Nier was just like, 2B is just attractive, man. She's a cool character who just happens to be incredibly sexy. Yeah. And isn't that what most video game characters are nowadays? Like, even like the guys, like Kratos is like fucking like he's an iconic big dude, but damn, that's fucking I'd like to see him bench press me like every day, like damn.
Yeah.
And
but this game like
2B is like, you look under a skirt and stuff, and when you blow up, it's just like, you know, the weird thong like one piece that she's wearing and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But she's also like just legitimately a really cool character as well. Like, she's got so much fucking layers to her. Same with Bayonetta as well. The reason why like the sexy stuff is awesome is because she knows that she's a badass. Yeah. She knows that she's hot stuff, and she's also like really cool. She's a cool character.
Yeah.
She's got a personality. Whereas Eve is like, I've not really got much from her. To the point where like she's kind of it's I don't really want. It's a weird analogy where obviously she's a robot too. She's a doll. Yeah. They're called dolls as well. But she's not got a personality. She does really feel like a doll at the moment.
Right. Okay. But maybe that could change in the game.
Yeah. This is just my impression from the demo.
Yeah, it could.
Then again, the Bayonetta 1 demo, years and years ago, I was like, oh, this bitch has got some fucking style.
Yeah.
Like, this woman is an icon. This is a queen.
Yeah.
Look at her flaunting all her shit, man. Like, she's owning it, and it's like, you know what? I can respect it. That's what makes Bayonetta super cool, right? That's what she's all about.
Yeah.
So yeah, the game will hopefully improve on the story and character aspect. Because the combat's amazing. So we'll see.
Okay.
Ben, you been playing anything, mate?
Well, you know, like I did like the whole Princess Peach thing last time. I played through the whole game with my partner. We finished it. Not a very long game, by the way. It's not super long. It's like 7 hours, 8 hours.
Oh yeah,
it's
that's
quite short
for
a full price game. It's quite short for a full price game.
Did you say it was a co-op game?
No, it's not a co-op game. We just take turns. Like we just take turns. Yeah. It's no co-op in it, unfortunately. But good fun. You know, like it's a very chill. Like if you want a chill time, just like really easy, like you know, it's just all style. I'd say it's all style, but not much substance.
There's the line.
Because like the presentation, like I loved going through the levels like the first time because it was like, you know, it's all stage designed and like it's all on a stage and like the shifting stages and stuff. It was really cool. Presentation wise, amazing. Yeah, but the gameplay is just like, the gameplay is just too easy. It was fun. It's fun, but it's too easy. Like it is definitely not made for like our age group. It's like definitely for a younger gamer.
Not for the hardcore.
No, it's definitely for the younger audience or someone who anyone who just wants like a chill Princess Peach game. I will say though, the ending, the ending was not what I was expecting. I mean, without going into like super spoilers, I was surprised by the ending. It did not have to go as hard as it did, but it went pretty hard. I was like, what the?
I love it when Mario goes hard.
I love it when Mario goes hard. So I was just, it did take me back a little bit with like how insane the last boss was. But just in the terms of like just the spectacle of it, I was like, I did not expect this from a Princess Peach game. Like from where it was at the beginning to where it is like at the end. I was like, nah. This is a bit crazy. That was funny.
Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, it was just a little like it just felt like it transformed into like a different game just because of like what it did, but I won't really spoil it for people because it is a fun game. It's a fun game. The post game's not really anything insane. There is a little bit of post game. You can rematch, but they've got like a boss rematch mode where you can
boss rush.
Yeah, the bosses. I will say the bosses were my highlight of this game because I thought they were like.
Oh, they're good of it.
Yeah, they're actually really cool. I thought they were very cleverly like they're easy, but I thought their gimmicks were fun. They were very cleverly designed. I liked it was fun seeing a bunch of new Mario enemies, you know, like stuff that we'd never seen before. I thought that was like some
unique designs.
They're all unique designs, yeah. Like stuff that we'd never seen from a Mario game before. So I thought that was pretty cool that like, you know, they were like they were willing to create new characters for this game. Like a whole new race of people and a whole new like cast of bosses and stuff, and the main villain was a unique villain, so it was like that's pretty cool. Like, so you know, it's all really one button prompt, like to do anything sort of action, so there's no real like skill to any of the costumes. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, but it was fun. It was just fun, you know. It was just a good time. The other game I played, which I played a demo of because it's not out yet.
Another demo impression.
This one I'm actually really excited for. I never played. I I've never played Pizza Tower, but I've heard this game be compared to it.
Oh, I've got Pizza Tower. I've played a bit of that. That's a wicked game.
So I've heard this game compared to Pizza Tower. It's not out yet, but from what I've played of this game, it's so good. It's called Anton Blast, and it reminds me of. Did you ever play Wario Land 4? I don't know if you...
I knew you'd say Wario Land. Yeah, because that's what Pizza Tower is basically like. Well, that's what people are saying, because I've not played Wario Land before. It's a spiritual successor.
Yeah, so Anton Blast is like... I played this on the Switch because there was an indie showcase that happened. An indie world that happened, and this game was one of the demos that dropped for it, and I picked it up on Switch. And this is like... The energy of this game, like, it is so chaotic as you move around. Like, the flow of, like, the character, he's like, I don't know, you can look it up, like, what he looks like. He's like this angry, like, spiky, like, guy in a green jacket with a hammer.
What's the game called
Anton Blast.
Anton Blast.
Mate, this game's so fun.
Oh yeah, that's definitely like got the cartoony.
Yeah, sort of like the 90 kind of nutty cartoony, like.
Yeah, the 90s cartoony vibe to it.
Like there's only 2 levels. I played the first one. Like you go through the level, like such. I felt like if you get the flow right, it's just amazing. Like you're just like this wrecking ball, like going through these levels, breaking all these crates and.
Oh yeah, that's just Pizza Tower straight up. Look at that.
I mean, I'd never played Pizza Tower, but this game's so good because I don't know. Pizza Tower's a bit more. I don't know how they compare to each other, but yeah, it looks like they look similar. I think.
Have you got to, like, basically wrecking ball your way through a level?
Yes.
Without hitting anything and doing it in a certain time and stuff like that?
You don't have a certain time. You go through the level. You have no time limit, right, at the start.
Yeah.
And then you're destroying everything. You're breaking crates. The flow. It's quite... like, it feels really powerful as you go through. You have to try the demo, man, because, like, you feel really powerful as you're going through these levels and stuff.
Yeah, it looks like a dash platformer.
Yeah, it's
right?
like a dash platformer. Yeah, like a really
yeah.
crazy dash platformer. And there's a bit you can slow down because there's like exploration. There's these 4 like dynamite things that you're trying to find as well in the level that like open up pathways. There's so many pathways. Like it's insane how much you don't. Falling into a pit in this game is not the end. It's like there's like different levels, like and you just I don't know, it reminded me a bit of Sonic in the sense of like, but it was kind of crazy in the sense of I don't know, death is not like you fall down a pit and die. There's like just another stage underneath it sort of thing. I was like, oh, that's really cool. Like it's not like death, they don't punish you in that way. But so you're going through the levels and then you get to the end. And this is where it reminds me of Wario Land 4. You press the button, and you have like a 3-minute timer, and something's happening, the level's falling apart, and now you have to make your way all the way back to the start. And I was like, oh man, like it's kind of nutty how fast it goes. The controls took me a little bit of time to get used to, because you jump and then you do like, it's the way you do it is like you press a button down, and then you bounce on your hammer to like swing it like down and stuff, and there's like all these different like platforms. It's really fast though. Honestly, I was overwhelmed by how quick this is. This is such a fast platformer. I almost thought this was faster than Sonic. Like this is faster. It felt like it was going faster than Sonic, and it's so chaotic. It's games, so it's like so chaotic in the sense of like the damage. Only if you can like pull off the speed though. That's what I'm saying. Like it's faster than Sonic if you pull off the speed. Like, but yeah, like the way the hammer goes and everything, just smacking through things, it feels so good. Like the level of power you have with this character just feels really good to play. But it takes a little bit of time to get used to the controls. And I was like, I don't know, because I've never played Pizza Tower, but that's made me interested in Pizza Tower. But this game's shaping up to be something special as well, I feel like. So I'm looking forward to this. Comes out in I think this is out. It's not out on Steam yet or anything. This is still in intentional release coming out in for 2024. So at some point this year, it should be out. I don't think it's got a date yet though. Actually, no, it just says 2024. So no date yet, but hopefully at some point this year, because this game's good, man. You should check out the demo yourself. This one's a really good one.
Yeah, I still got to get through Pizza Tower, but I'll check this game out too when I've got a bit of time.
Yeah.
This if it's esque like that, then yeah, sounds like it's going to be a certified banger.
Yeah, it seems like it. This is my favorite game from the indie showcase that happened. So, yeah, good demo.
Cool.
Yeah.
Alright, cool. I have also played another game. So, as you know from a couple months back, I've been really getting into my card deck building sort of like games. And a lot of people suggested to me that after playing games like, not the Marvel game, which I've already forgotten the name of. Oops.
Oh yeah, Marvel Midnight Suns.
Yeah. Midnight Suns, yeah. Oh wow, even you remembered it down.
Yeah.
I've sunk like 120 hours into that game. I feel
you've got
shameful.
the name now. Oh, wow.
Yeah, I decided to give Slave a Spire.
Oh man, that's like one of the big ones. That's like one of the big card games. Yeah.
Because Slay the Spire 2 got announced
didn't
3
it?
weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, well, in preparation for that game, which a lot of people seem to enjoy, maybe I'll give the first one a go. This game's fucking brutal.
Oh yeah, it's a lot harder than
this game is like, it's a roguelike deck building game. And I think it's done by Mega Crit.
It's a bit like
Mega Crit is an indie studio. And what it is that it's in 3 acts. Each act is like a big climb, and you've got like normal enemy encounters, you've got random encounters, you've got chests that give you like relics, which are little passives, you've got bonfires where you can choose to get your HP back or upgrade your cards, decks, and you've got elite bosses and yada yada yada, and your objective is to climb all the way up to the end bosses of Act 3, and of course slay that Spire good. 50 runs later, I have still not done what it says on the title.
No,
because
it's a hard game.
This game is difficult.
Yeah.
So the thing is that you start off with you got your strikes and your defense.
Yeah.
So strikes are obviously what you use to kill your enemies, and defense are what you use when your enemy's about to attack you. And it shows you during the turn when your enemy is going to attack you and for what the value is as well.
Okay, so you can plan ahead.
So like an enemy is going to attack you for like 6 HP. Oh, I got a defense card here in my current hand that can block for 5.
Right, so you're going to
as you go
HP.
on. Yeah. And you pick up more cards and you can build up your deck. Only thing is that this game is incredibly RNG as well. So what you've got to do is that you need to make your deck as absolutely game breaking as possible.
Yeah.
So like, for example, like you've got to make a build. You got to make a deck that revolves around a really broken build. So if you start off the game and you win a few fights and you get like a bunch of shield cards, you go, oh well, I better like revolve my game plan around making like a shield build, because now the game is giving me a bunch of shields and stuff. And
the enemies then if you're only using shield cards?
This is when like cards like power cards come in. So you've got 3 sort of like kinds of cards. You've got attack cards. You've got skill cards, and you've got power cards, which basically set you up and are permanent buffs for the rest of combat. Only thing is that you gotta make sure the game actually gives you those power cards in your hand before the enemy fucking slaughters you. And the same goes for like attacks and skills as well, because a really common thing that can happen is that you can have like the most overpowered bullshit deck in the world. However, the enemies also start getting more and more bullshit. And it gets to the point where sometimes you will go against an enemy. And they will attack you for like 20 HP on the first turn.
What? That's ridiculous.
And all you
on the first get on the first, literally the first.
And all you get on the first turn are little crappy setup cards and attack cards. That's like, well, I could damage you, but for the run, I'm losing like 30 HP.
How much HP do you start with each run? Is it different?
It depends on what character you pick.
Okay, so
which I'll get onto in a second, because that's the next thing that's to talk about with Slay the Spire. And sometimes the game can be real asshole-ish to you.
Oh, man.
And so like enemy will be like, enemy's gonna buff.
Yeah.
It's not gonna attack you. Oh, now's my chance to set up an attack. All you get are defense cards.
Yeah. Aww.
And you've just wasted your round and like basically set. And that can mean certain death in Act 3 when the enemies get really strong and they put out a lot of horrible stuff out their assholes.
So it's the heart of the card situation.
Yeah, it can be very. It's very hard. The cards, insanely hard. The cards, more so than say Inscription, and more so than it is in Midnight Suns. I would say this is definitely the more RNG sort of like.
Yeah.
You can make it less RNG because you can do things like go to a shop and actually erase cards. So like the less useless cards are clogging up your deck.
So that's a strategy right there. Then
it is a strategy, yeah. But sometimes before you can even do that, the game can just say fuck you.
Oh wow!
Before you even get a chance, sort of even
so you might not even
your
have
stride.
The run.
Yeah, exactly. Your run can just get deleted with like one poor hand sometimes.
Man,
and
that's hard.
Especially in Act 3, it sucks because the runs can range from like hours sometimes, and if you get messed up and lose, that's like 2 hours of progress lost, especially if you've got all the upgrades to one character. Because the roguelike element is that you get XP and you unlock more like relics, more better cards that have a better chance of showing up when you select
it's like
your cards.
a pool of items then that you pull from basically.
Yeah. And not only do you collect cards, you get relics too, which are like permanent passives. And some are really good, some are crap. And like I keep getting boot all the fucking time, and boot is like you will always do 5 damage when you do an attack that's low, and it's like yeah, but I could be having like a relic that gives me like 1+ dex every 3 card plays.
Yeah.
And like or I could just have more energy. Yeah. Which is obviously the amount of card plays that you can make before the enemy takes their turn.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And The name of the game, if you want success, you have to make yourself fucking like really hyper focused into a build and make a really broken sort of build around it, and that's the only way you can sort of like do really good. You can't vary up your deck. You can't have a mixture. You can't have too much.
Seems like a bit of a flaw.
Of like defense and attack. It can be really frustrating when you have got a really good deck. And all you need to do is set up to make yourself really powerful, but the game just decides to give you a naff hand every single turn, and the enemy is like tearing into you, and you've lost like 60 HP before you can even start like getting into the rhythm of things. That can be a thing sometimes if you've not like really hyper tailored your deck. Yeah. And that can be easier said than done sometimes.
Yeah. Oof.
And there are also hard counters as well. Like, for example, you could be a complete juggernaut of all the defense in the world. However, if you've not got a power card that lets you do like specific moves when you pick up a status element card, you're gonna have a bad time.
Man, that's rough. What?
It can be really rough sometimes.
That
but
sounds
if
like
things
a game.
Go well,
that sounds like a bit like. This game sounds a bit like, well, I don't really know like card games and stuff, but like Binding of Isaac feels a bit like that sometimes, where you just start a run and you're just like, this is shit, powers are being totally nerfed. Yeah. And it's like the same kind of concept where it's like it all depends on the RNG. Yeah,
then you run into a boss that hard counters all your moves, and it's like, oh, guess I'll die. I was expecting that guy to pop up for. But that is literally the name of the game when it comes to roguelikes.
Yeah, you die and then you get stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger until you can overcome it. A bit like Hades.
Yeah. Which you do in Slay the Spire. Yeah. Like as you die, you get XP, you get unlocks, and the unlocks appear in your next runs and stuff like that. Yeah, it's really addictive. It's definitely an addictive game. Yeah, it is.
The whole roguelite genre is such an addictive loop because once you die, you're like, I'm gonna go again because I'm stronger now.
Yeah, it's crack genre.
Yeah, it is crack genre.
Like Vampire Survivors.
Yeah, Vampire
and
Survivors.
Hades and all that stuff.
They got some new DLC recently as well. That game's always getting DLC.
Got Among Us DLC. But yeah, and Slay the Spire also has 4 characters to choose from, and they're all different. They've got different like builds you can build around them based on like what you actually get. So there's the Ironcladden, who is like the juggernaut sword guy, who either focuses on big shields and regenerates his health after every single encounter, so you can build around regen as well. You can also hurt yourself, and if you get a card that also gives you strength based on how many times you've hurt yourself, you can be really powerful.
Oh god, that's risky.
There's also an exhaust mechanic, where basically exhaust is like the card is gone forever. Throughout that combat segment, it's gone forever. You can't play it again throughout that fight.
Fair enough.
And you can build a fucking dumb strong deck around exhausting cards with this character. So, like, for example, there's a power card you get where if you exhaust cards, you get free shields all the time. There's also a move where each skill card costs 0 to play, but each one gets exhausted, and you think, well, you don't want to do that. It's to exhaust all my cards. But if you've got the right power cards, it's fucking
busted.
It's fucking you can literally, like, you can stall out a fight with unlimited turns. And with the right amount of cards, you can just get HP back until you're back to full health, and then just kill the enemy whenever you want. Because there are also power cards where if you exhaust a card, you can also draw another card, so you can keep on drawing cards, and you can keep on playing your cards for free, and then you just are able to control the battle, and that's what it's all about. It's all about card manipulation. That's sort of like how you mostly win the day in Slay the Spire. There's also the not the Watcher. It's like a hunter-esque character. Where you can give yourself a bunch of like shivs and a bunch of turns, and if you got the right relics, you can buff yourself to high heaven just by playing 3 cards. And also you can do like, you can get like these certain like cards in random sort of like areas too, where you can become ethereal, and you can sort of just like make an opponent's attack go down to 1, and that gives you time to set up and shit like that. There's also the robot. Where it comes with a weird orb system where you have elemental orbs, and you can like exhaust the orb and it does more damage, and you can automatically play. When your turn goes, there's a lot of foresight involved in that one. You can have like a dark orb build, or a lightning orb build, or a frost orb build, or you can just say fuck it to orbs entirely and just sacrifice your orbs for more buffs so you can hit harder. And then there's the Watcher as a stance system, where you go from Calm to Wrath, where Wrath does double damage, but enemies do double damage to you. And with Calm, when your turn ends or you get rid of Calm, you get more energy from that, so you can do crazy setups with that. You can do like a stance swap build, or you can just do a build custom tailored to a single stance. It's kind of crazy. It's really varied and cool how many builds you can actually make in this game. Doesn't mean shit though when the game gives you a crap hand. And you don't get the chance to work around that field.
So each character has like a unique gameplay system that works with the card.
Very unique.
So is there only 4 characters? Do you unlock more characters as you play, or is that 4 characters?
Yeah, you do.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, the max you get is 4 characters, but there are also mods.
Oh, and people modded the game.
That's when shit gets really nuts. Yes, apparently Slay the Spire has got a really popular modding scene.
Imagine.
You can play as like Marissa, which is from the Toho games, and you can play as Kiryu from Yakuza.
Oh my god!
And he's got a heat move. He's got a heat kind of like system going for him, which I have not played because apparently it's got spoilers.
Yakuza card game, that would be interesting. I'm surprised Yakuza hadn't delved into that. I'm sure they will. I'm excited for Slay the Spire 2. I do think so. Slay the Spire's got Ascension mode, which is for the hardcore, but I'm like, the normal mode is already kicking
hardcore.
Your ass,
it's already kicking my ass. It's already playing me a shit hand, and I spent 2 hours building the perfect deck, and I've just been unlucky. With like a good hand draw, and it's completely screwed over 2 hours of progress. I don't need an Ascension.
Do you always start from the bottom then?
I'd like to have fun. Yeah, you always start from the bottom.
So it's
a run.
Yeah. So
you lose a run, you start the run all over again.
When you beat the run, like I don't know what happened, but does the game carry on? Is it a bit like Hades in that sense, where it carries on, or is it like?
Well, there is kind of a story to it.
Oh, okay.
There's a progression system where basically if you beat the game, quote unquote, if you beat Act 3 specifically with 3 characters, you get like this big door opens. And that unlocks you to the true final boss, which I've not yet beaten.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And, and of course, obviously, you've gone through all the you got your unlocks of your characters,
Yeah.
and then you try and slay the real Spire, which is the final boss.
And that's where you get your ass taken out.
Yeah, I've gotten close. I've taken the Spire down to like 30 HP.
Because I know people have spent like...
just got unlucky on the last round.
Because I know like people have spent like hundreds, if not like millions of hours in Slay the Spire. So I'm like, how big is the game? Like,
it's big. It's addictive.
Yeah.
I play on iOS actually. Funny enough.
Oh wow, you're playing it on mobile phone.
Yeah.
I didn't know you could get it on.
because when the shifts get boring, and I can just whip out Slay the Spire.
I didn't know you could play that on phone.
Yeah, it's a phone game.
Oh, is it free or is it not free? No, it's not free, is it?
It's not free.
You gotta buy it.
No, it's the same as it costs on Steam as well.
Oh, okay. I thought you had it on Steam. Oh, okay, cool.
I've got it on. I got it on Steam.
Yeah.
And was like, this is cool. Is it on mobile phone? Great, it's on mobile phone. Then I just
because it's
refunded the
there's
game.
not really much to it in terms of like
moved it on
moving
phone
about.
because I know I'm going to play it more on phone than I am on Steam on the go.
Yeah.
And it's a pretty good on the go game. So
Yeah. Nice.
yeah, I'm playing on iOS.
That's
cool.
why it probably did so well on Switch as well. Makes sense. All right, I think.
Oh yeah, it is on Switch.
Yeah, it's on Switch. I think that covers it for what we've been playing. There's not really been anything else.
You've been watching anything?
Oh god, yes, shit.
I know one
I
thing
have been watching. I've been watching
That's why I
two
mentioned
things actually.
TV shows.
I've got two things.
Yeah.
I've got two things that I watched. So I watched the Fallout show.
Hey, I've not watched that. Apparently, it's really good.
Fantastic. If you like Fallout, I'm not like, I'm not the connoisseur of like Fallout because like I barely like know the lore and stuff. But
I've played 3, New Vegas, and 4. I'm not an oldie Fallout fan, but I would like to play Fallout 1 and 2 at some point.
This show, without spoilers, I won't spoil anything for you. This show is actually canon, like. Okay. So it's not like weird, like it's not like a.
What part of America does it take place in?
It is. Oh god, I can't say without spoilers for you, because then you're like.
Oh, is that like a big plot reveal?
Kind of, yeah.
Where it takes place.
Sort of, yeah.
It's not like established.
It's not established straight away.
Okay.
But the cool thing about it. Is it actually does this really cool thing where it actually takes place like in Fallout, like before Fallout 1 and
before Fallout 1.
Before Fallout 1, and then it's like time wise, it's like between the very latest and the very beginning. That's all I'll say.
Okay,
that's cool on that side, but the characters in this show are so good. They're all like, I really like the main character called Lucy, and there's like 3 main characters. Basically, it follows these 3 characters, and the cool thing about it is like the way, like, I don't know, just like the vibe of the show is so, it nails the Fallout vibe in the sense of that, like, you know, 1950s kind of, like,
I don't want
all the music and everything is all 1950s, like very
that's the big appeal of Fallout's world.
Like they've nailed, they've absolutely nailed like the vibe of like what a Fallout show would be like in terms of.
That's always been a big appeal of Fallout.
Lucy's really funny. She's like this really optimistic, like positive person, and you just watch like the wasteland just like turn her into like a complete hardened person sort of thing.
Oh, I love them kind of stories. Yeah.
It's like
the idealist slowly getting turned into the cynic.
Yeah, because it's like, this
like
it's funny, man. This show is funny. It's got some great comedic moments because of like the way it plays it off and stuff.
Yeah,
like a lot of it's like really funny, and then you've got like another character who's like called he's
Is this for Ghoul?
Yeah, the Ghoul.
This is the one. This is the character everyone first.
Yeah, this is the one everyone first over. You follow him and his story. Nose. These 3.
And I must cream.
Yeah, you've got the Ghoul, and then it's a little. Oh god. I'm trying to avoid spoilers for you. But yeah, you follow there's 3 character lines and you follow them through, and it does have a good payoff at the end. I will say I was worried. I was like, oh no, is this actually not gonna have a good payoff? But yeah, they had a pretty good payoff at the end. It all gets to, yeah, it all sticks the landing, definitely. It is it's on Amazon, by the way, you can watch it. It is on Amazon Prime.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is it Netflix?
No, it's Amazon. It's Amazon.
It's Amazon. Okay.
Yeah, this is Amazon. Super successful, I have to say. It's been #1 on the Amazon chart for ages now.
Yeah, lots of people are back on Fallout 4 now as a result, which I think has also had an update.
This show
I don't think it's a
has
massive update.
Massive amount of people in. Yeah, I've honestly thought this was like one of the funnier comedies I've seen this year. I honestly call it a comedy because of how good sometimes the humor is in this. If you like that kind of humor,
Fallout's got loads of humor, man, throughout their games, because it's the apocalypse and people are going nuts, and obviously the robots are like,
absolutely hilarious. One of the robots, the robot is voiced by what's his name? God, I forgot his name now. Matt, is it Matt Berry?
Oh,
Matt Berry voices one of the robots, and he's freaking hilarious in it.
Nice.
Oh,
there's loads of goof in Fallout.
A lot of the settings they go to are pretty fantastic. The show's definitely cost a lot of money to make. There's a lot. If you like the lore as well, there's a lot for the lore hards as well in this as well.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's always a good thing.
There's a lot of stuff. It's honestly, it's a high recommend for me. Another show, I will say though, Fallout's great. I really did like Fallout a lot. But I watched another gaming show with my partner as well, because she has I think it's Paramount. It's on Paramount. But you can probably watch it online. We watched the Twisted Metal show.
Apparently that's really good too.
It's so good.
Everyone has got nothing but good things to say about it.
I was shocked. I was like, wait, this is so good. I don't know like the big lore of Twisted Metal either. No, this is another one that's like completely out of my wheelhouse. I know like the basics like of everything, and
it's
destruction derby. Cars and destructions, right? You don't really think. But my god, the story in this was really good, and like the characters were so good. Again, it has the humor going for it. It is very. There's a big payoff at the end as well of the story that was like, oh man, I can't wait for season 2 of this.
Isn't what's his name?
The guy who plays
Samoa Joe, the wrestler, doesn't he play Sweet Tooth?
Yeah. Oh my god, yeah. Sweet Tooth. I have to say, Sweet Tooth's a massive highlight of this show as well. He's so funny. He's so funny. He's like that psychotic funny, like kind of.
Yeah, his law's really fucked up, right?
He's got really fucked up.
He murdered his own family.
Yeah. They go through the law as well. Yeah. Nice. The character's really good. The girl from Brooklyn 999 plays a character called Quiet.
Oh, Stephanie something. Isn't it?
Yeah. She plays Quiet.
I know, what's his name? Mackie? I forgot his name. You know, fucking Falcon from Marvel.
He's really good in this, by the way. I had no idea he was so funny. He's actually really funny. Again, it's like, he's very, kind of similar in a way to Lucy in Fallout. He's very, like, optimistic, even though, like, it's like a hardened, like, world and shit. I don't know.
Yeah, he's in the wrong series. Sort of
yeah. He's a very optimistic character as well in that as well. He just like takes everything like, I don't know, like it's just something funny about like watching these like really super optimistic characters in these like deadly worlds. It's kind of hilarious. Yes, that's also on my list. The action's really good in this, in Twisted Metal as well. The car action's really cool. There's definitely not as much car action as I would have liked, but I'm thinking they'll definitely improve that in season 2 because of the way it's going.
That's been announced now.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm surprised at how good Twisted Metal was as well, man. Like these are top shows of the year for me. Like
man,
they're not, these are like video game shows, you know. We come to that point where it's like these are video game shows, and I was like, damn, these are really good. The age of like telling a story. I think the trick to doing a good video game show is pull away from like the actual characters and do your own like story in that world, rather than, you know, like how Arcane did it, how like, you know, just that kind of way of doing it. Video game shows that actually know the source material.
Sort of. Yeah, it's like I think the best thing to do is to not like completely butcher the source material.
Don't ruin the source material. Just use the source material to make
same
something.
World, different characters, because you can still like, you know, make fantastic characters that aren't in a game but are from the game series. That makes any sense.
Is he part of the character in Twisted Metal? Or not?
I wouldn't know. I've not played Twisted Metal.
I played the old PS1 game, but that was like years ago.
Yeah, I never played the PS1 game back in the day.
John.
But the best way to go about video game adaptations, adaptations of video games for TV series, is just respect the source material and get people who are obvious fans.
Yeah, they're
don't
like fans who actually follow the lore and stuff,
Don't change or retcon or like anything like that. Like, I feel like just make a series that is good, but it just so happens to be in the video game world. No way.
I know, it's such a concept,
Yeah. There's no need to take like liberties here and there, but like don't like completely like disregard everything about like the other games and stuff like that.
No.
Funny thing about Fallout, by the way, I guess we goes back to like the news.
Go back to.
But Todd Howard recently confirmed that the stuff that happens in Fallout New Vegas, which is all the Mojave, Hoover Dam war, is actually canon. And everyone is losing their minds, like, what? No, what do you mean? It's that. Where does that fit in the timeline?
Oh, no.
But then that happens, and this happens, and what? And the lore heads are like, excuse me? It's like, oh my god. And he's confirmed that it won't be like retconning New Vegas either.
No.
Because let's be real here. The one game that Bethesda did have a massive hand in is like the best Fallout game. I'm sorry. New Vegas is like I feel like playing New Vegas right now. It's that sort of game. New Vegas is just like, it's far and beyond the best Fallout game for me. The Mojave Desert and Vegas, and oh my god, the mods are absurd. New Vegas. I'll tell you what, modded Bethesda, this includes Skyrim, is like, it's like another dimension, man. I feel like I've reached nirvana playing those games modded. It's kind of insane, especially coming from someone who used to play these games on the PS3. Bethesda games on the PS3, man. Oh, was that not rough of an error? Do you want your 2-hour play session to consist of half an hour of loading screens?
Oh man, But like,
let's go.
Both these shows really like.
Oh my god.
They are, both these shows really represent like the lore of the show. Like you can tell they're made by passion. Like they've got like I won't say too much, but like the Brotherhood's also in like the Fallout show as well. Like there's all these lore things there. Like, and like Twisted Metal again, they really did Sweet Tooth justice in that, which, you know, I thought was fantastic. Like just, they're so good, man. You gotta watch these shows, honestly. These are like top tier shows.
I need to go on the TV stuff more. I've got stuff to watch things with, and I've got someone to watch them with. But it's
Twisted Metal might be harder to watch because I'm not. You'd have to set up. If you don't have Paramount Plus, you can watch it.
We're not in the same country.
Of course, You just got to find time, innit? That's the thing.
Well, we're getting there. We're working it. Right now, I'm rewatching The Office with her, which is always a good time.
The next one on my list that I want to watch, I don't know. Next one I want to watch is the Knuckles show, but it's not. I haven't watched it yet.
That's right. Forgot that was a thing.
Yeah, that's a thing. Yeah, Knuckles got his own little thingy. Before Sonic 3 comes out, I feel like me and you can watch that maybe together or something before Sonic 3 comes out.
Maybe, sure. We'll definitely give Sonic 3 a watch when it comes out.
Oh, yeah. No, but we can watch the Knuckles show as well. It's out now. We'll watch it at some point.
Alright, that's kind of, that's it for what I've played and watched.
Yeah, those two. Yeah, that's pretty much it for me as well. I think we should get on to the questions.
Let's
we'll see you in part 4.